Outlander fans, hold on tight, because Caitríona Balfe's biggest secrets are finally spilling out. And guess what? Sam Heughan is caught right in the middle of all the drama. From hidden truths to behind-the-scenes revelations, this story is about to change the way you see your favorite on-screen duo forever. Let's dive in. In the world of Outlander, both on-screen and off, few duos have captured hearts the way Caitríona Balfe and Sam Heughan have. Their on-screen chemistry as Claire and Jamie Fraser is legendary, but fans are buzzing again after whispers of Caitríona Balfe's biggest secrets surfaced, rumors that have somehow managed to pull Heughan right into the spotlight as well. The speculation began when behind-the-scenes revelations and resurfaced interviews hinted that Balfe has been holding back parts of her personal story, a story she has kept guarded throughout her career. Known for being private, the actress has always separated her work from her personal life, but now fans are piecing together clues about what has been hidden. Some point to her mysterious early years before Outlander, her sudden rise to stardom, and even the way she navigated her personal milestones, including her marriage and family life, while still keeping her audience guessing. What makes this so compelling is Sam Heughan's undeniable position in the middle of it all. For years, fans have speculated about the true depth of Balfe and Heughan's relationship. Their closeness has fueled countless theories. Were they more than co-stars? Did their bond affect personal decisions behind the scenes? These questions, combined with Balfe's carefully guarded privacy, have created a storm of theories that now seem to be unraveling. Adding more fire to the frenzy, insiders claim that Balfe's revelations aren't scandalous in the traditional Hollywood sense, but instead deeply personal truths about how she balanced fame, friendships, and boundaries while leading one of the most emotionally demanding shows of the last decade. It's this balancing act, according to speculation, that has left Sam caught in the middle. Fans say he has had to navigate the fallout, deflect questions, and constantly find ways to protect both his co-star and their shared legacy as Outlander's heart. For viewers who have followed them from the very first episode, the drama is less about salacious secrets and more about the undeniable bond between Balfe and Heughan. It highlights the struggles of two actors whose lives became deeply intertwined in the public eye, whether they wanted them to or not. As Balfe's truths begin to surface, truths about privacy, career sacrifices, and her unspoken struggles, the ripple effect continues to place Heughan at the center of fan conversations. What's certain is that this revelation only cements the duo's place in pop culture history. Whether it's secrets, drama, or simply the price of fame, Caitríona Balfe and Sam Heughan remain unshakably linked in the hearts and imaginations of fans worldwide.
When Caitríona Balfe opens up about her favorite projects, fans listen closely, but no one was prepared for her latest confession. The Outlander star has revealed that the gritty boxing drama The Cut didn't just entertain her, it left her emotionally rattled, shaken to her core, and yet strangely captivated. Balfe admitted the series traumatized her in ways she didn't expect, but at the same time she loved every second of the harrowing journey it delivered. The revelation has sparked a frenzy among fans, who can't believe how a show could devastate and delight the actress in equal measure. When Caitríona Balfe speaks about a project, there is always a sense of gravity in her words, a weight of lived experience, artistic devotion, and emotional honesty that makes fans lean in. She has long been admired not only as the luminous star of Outlander, where her portrayal of Claire Fraser earned her critical acclaim and a devoted worldwide fan base, but also as an actress who chooses her projects with precision and intensity. Recently, however, Balfe's comments about her work in The Cut have stirred up as much intrigue as they have admiration. In interviews and public appearances, she has confessed that the project left her deeply shaken, even traumatized in ways she had not expected, yet she simultaneously described it as a creative journey she loved every second of, almost to the point of obsession. This paradox of trauma and love has captured the attention of audiences, critics, and fans alike. sparking debates about the boundaries between performance and personal experience, about the transformative power of art, and about the unique ways in which actors like Balfe carry their roles inside them long after the cameras stop rolling. The word traumatized is not one Balfe used lightly. Known for her thoughtful approach to discussing roles and her refusal to sensationalize personal or professional struggles, she made it clear that the cut demanded more from her than she had anticipated. The project itself, a gritty, emotionally raw boxing drama, required her to dig into reservoirs of vulnerability, strength, and darkness that tested the limits of her resilience. For Balfe, stepping into the world of the cut was not simply about memorizing lines or hitting emotional beats on cue. It was about embodying a character who lived in extremes, whose story was steeped in hardship, resilience, and pain, and whose trajectory forced Balfe to reckon with her own emotional landscape. She admitted that there were nights during filming when she returned home shaken, unable to immediately detach from the character's experiences. The line between performance and personal reality blurred, leaving her unsettled and, in her words, haunted. Yet she also said that despite, or perhaps because of this intensity, she loved every single moment of working on the project. Contradiction between feeling traumatized and being simultaneously obsessed with a project like The Cut raises fascinating questions about the nature of artistic fulfillment. For Balfe, the very act of pushing through emotional discomfort seems to be part of what makes the work meaningful. She explained in a recent sit-down that when a role truly challenges her, when it takes her to places she did not know she could go, it ignites a passion inside her that feels almost addictive. In The Cut, this passion was fueled by the script's unflinching honesty and by the demanding nature of the character she portrayed. The role was not designed to make audiences comfortable, and neither was it meant to be easy for the actor inhabiting it. Balfe leaned into that discomfort, allowing it to shape her performance, to peel back layers of humanity that might otherwise remain hidden. For her, this is the essence of why she acts. Not to play it safe, but to dive headfirst into the messy, painful, and exhilarating truths of human life. Fans of Balfe know that she is no stranger to emotionally charged roles. In Outlander, her portrayal of Claire Fraser required her to convey both extraordinary strength and deep vulnerability, to balance romance with tragedy, and to embody a character who endures profound physical and emotional turmoil. Yet even with years of experience portraying complex women, Balfe acknowledged that The Cut was something altogether different. Whereas Outlander gave her space to play within the realms of history, fantasy, and sweeping romance, The Cut planted her in a raw, contemporary world where the stakes felt almost unbearably real. There were no elements of escapism to soften the blow. The grit of the story, combined with the visceral physicality required, created a kind of intensity that Balfe said stayed with her long after filming wrapped. It was this lingering presence of the role in her psyche that made her describe the project as traumatic, not because she regretted it, but because it demanded such a total surrender of self. Her willingness to open up about this process has been met with widespread admiration from fans, many of whom have praised her for being honest about the psychological costs of inhabiting such challenging roles. In an industry where actors are often expected to simply move on after a project and to talk only about the glamour of their careers, Balfe's candor stands out. She is not afraid to admit that sometimes the work leaves scars, even as it also delivers profound satisfaction. Her confession that she loved the process despite the trauma reveals much about her philosophy as an artist. For Balfe, the true reward of acting lies not in comfort but in discovery. Even if that discovery is painful, it is still invaluable because it adds to her understanding of herself, of humanity, and of the art form she has devoted her life to. Tension between trauma and love is also evident in the way Balfe describes her on-set experiences. Reports from those who worked on The Cut indicate that she approached the production with her trademark professionalism and generosity, often supporting her fellow cast members through emotionally taxing scenes. Her co-stars have spoken of her ability to remain deeply empathetic, even while carrying the heavy weight of her own performance. This balance of strength and vulnerability seems to be central to who Balfe is, both as a person and as an actor. She has often spoken about the importance of community and collaboration in her work, and on the cut she found herself surrounded by a team equally committed to telling a story with honesty and courage. While the process may have left her shaken at times, it also strengthened her sense of artistic kinship, reminding her of why she chose this career in the first place. Audiences, too, have responded with fascination to Balfe's revelations. Many fans have admitted that her comments about being traumatized yet loving the project made them eager to see the cut, curious to witness the performance that demanded so much from her. Paradox itself has become part of the film's allure, drawing attention not only to Balfe's role but to the broader themes the project explores. Critics have speculated that her honesty may help shift conversations in the industry about the emotional realities of acting, encouraging more transparency and support for actors who take on psychologically demanding roles. In an era where mental health is increasingly recognized as an essential part of workplace well-being, Balfe's willingness to talk openly about her experiences may pave the way for healthier practices in the entertainment world. The obsession she describes with the cut also sheds light on the complex relationship between actors and their craft. For Balfe, the project was not just another job, but a transformative experience that demanded everything she had to give. She spoke about how even after filming wrapped, she found herself revisiting the character, replaying scenes in her mind, and analyzing what the project had taught her. This kind of obsession is not unusual for actors who immerse themselves deeply in their roles, but Balfe's ability to articulate it so clearly has given fans and fellow performers alike a rare glimpse into the inner workings of her artistic process. It is not just about memorizing lines or hitting marks. It is about becoming so entwined with a character's journey that it becomes impossible to simply walk away once the cameras stop rolling. Trauma, in this sense, is part of the price of devotion, and the love is the reward that makes it all worthwhile. Her comments also highlight an interesting dimension of the actor-audience relationship. When fans watch a film or television show, they see the finished product, the polished scenes, the carefully edited performances, the final cut that has been shaped by countless hours of work. What they do not see are the emotional costs borne by the actors, the nights spent wrestling with a character's pain, the toll that embodying someone else's trauma can take. By revealing that she was both shaken and enthralled by the cut, Balfe invites audiences to look beyond the surface of her performance and to consider the human being behind the role. This vulnerability only deepens the respect and admiration fans already feel for her, solidifying her reputation as one of the most authentic voices in contemporary acting. At the same time, Balfe's reflections on the cut underscore the joy she takes in her work, even when it is difficult. She has often spoken about acting as a privilege, a calling that allows her to explore aspects of the human condition in ways few professions permit. For her, the trauma was not a deterrent but a sign that she had gone to a place of truth, that she had touched something real. This mindset resonates with many artists across disciplines, who often describe their most painful projects as their most rewarding. Paradox of suffering and joy, of trauma and love, lies at the heart of artistic creation, and Balfe embodies it with a grace that continues to inspire those who follow her career. The aftermath of her experience with the cut also appears to be shaping her perspective on future projects. While she has not revealed specific details about what she will take on next, she has hinted that the lessons learned from this film will inform the choices she makes moving forward. She has expressed gratitude for the opportunity to work on something that challenged her so deeply, and has suggested that she now feels even more committed to seeking out roles that push her to new levels of vulnerability and truth. For fans, this is an exciting prospect, as it means that Balfe will likely continue to surprise and move audiences with performances that defy expectations and resonate on profound levels. In the larger cultural landscape, Balfe's candidness about the cut resonates with ongoing conversations about the role of art in confronting difficult truths. In a world that often prioritizes comfort and escapism, projects like this remind audiences of the power of storytelling to unsettle, to provoke, and to challenge. Balfe's willingness to embrace that discomfort, even at personal cost, positions her as an artist who is unafraid to engage with the darker sides of humanity in pursuit of deeper understanding. Her comments have sparked discussions not only among fans but also among critics and industry insiders, many of whom see her as a model of artistic integrity in an entertainment world often driven by commercial considerations. Ultimately, the story of Caitríona Balfe and The Cut is one of paradox, passion, and profound artistry. To describe an experience as both traumatizing and beloved may sound contradictory, but in the realm of creative work, it makes perfect sense. For Balfe, the trauma was not something to be avoided but a sign that she had gone to the very core of her character's truth. The love, meanwhile, was the natural response to discovering that she had grown as an artist, as a person, and as a storyteller through the process. This duality, of being shaken yet fulfilled, traumatized yet obsessed, is what defines the greatness of her performance and what ensures that The Cut will be remembered as a pivotal moment in her career. As she moves forward, Caitríona Balfe continues to stand as a beacon of authenticity in Hollywood, reminding audiences and fellow actors alike that the best art is often born from the most difficult journeys. Her honesty about her experience with The Cut has not only deepened her connection with fans but has also enriched the broader conversation about the nature of performance and the sacrifices it sometimes demands. In revealing why she loved every second of a project that left her shaken, she has offered a powerful testament to the transformative power of art, a reminder that even in trauma, there can be beauty, growth, and a love that endures long after the final scene has been shot. Caitríona Balfe is no stranger to emotionally demanding roles. For nearly a decade, her portrayal of Claire Fraser on Outlander turned her into a global star, adored by millions who saw in her the perfect blend of resilience, vulnerability, intelligence, and passion. Yet even as fans followed Claire's time-traveling love story through its sweeping highs and devastating lows, Balfe herself has often sought out projects that carry her far beyond the romantic landscapes of historical fiction. When she signed on to star in the boxing drama The Cut, she knew it would challenge her, but she never could have anticipated the depth of that challenge. Now, in a series of candid reflections, Balfe has dropped a bombshell that is shaking both her fanbase and the entertainment industry. The Cut not only broke her heart, but it also became one of the most transformative experiences of her career, winning her over in ways she admits she still struggles to articulate. The brutal boxing drama has been described as raw, visceral, and relentless, both in its physical demands and in the emotional truths it forced from its cast. For Balfe, stepping into the world of The Cut meant peeling back layers of herself she had never before confronted on camera. It meant enduring scenes that left her emotionally gutted, walking away from set with a heaviness that clung to her long after filming wrapped. Yet in the same breath, she insists it was an experience she loved every second of. Paradox is at once fascinating and deeply human. How can something so painful also feel so rewarding? For Balfe, that contradiction is the very essence of why she acts. In interviews surrounding the release of The Cut, Balfe has been refreshingly open about what the project took from her and what it gave back. She admitted that at times she went home in tears, the weight of her character's struggles pressing down on her even in the quiet of her own living room. The story she embodied was not one of glamour or escapism. It was a story about grit, survival, and the jagged edges of love and loss. To tell it honestly required her to walk through emotional fire. She said it broke her heart, not just once but repeatedly, as she immersed herself in a character whose battles mirrored some of the darkest realities of human existence. Yet she also said she wouldn't trade it for anything, because the pain of the process was inseparable from the beauty of what was created. This revelation has left fans both astonished and inspired. Many knew Balfe as a dedicated artist, but few realized the extent to which she is willing to give herself over to a role. Her confession about the heartbreak of The Cut paints a vivid picture of the sacrifices actors often make in pursuit of truth. Unlike the glamour-filled behind-the-scenes narratives often shared in Hollywood press junkets, Balfe's story underscores the grueling reality of inhabiting another life so fully that it scars you emotionally. Yet rather than resent the scars, she embraces them as proof of her devotion to the craft. The heart of The Cut lies in its unflinching portrayal of the boxing world, not just as a sport but as a metaphor for survival. Characters fight not only in the ring but in their personal lives, battling demons of poverty, broken relationships, shattered dreams, and physical and emotional endurance. Balfe's character carried much of that weight, and she poured herself into every punch, every breakdown, every quiet moment of resilience. To watch her performance, according to early reviews, is to witness an actress unafraid to be stripped bare, to show pain without filter, and to carry vulnerability as a badge of strength. It is little wonder, then, that the role left such a mark on her. Her honesty about how the project broke her heart has also sparked conversations about the price of authenticity in acting. Many performers speak about leaving it all on the stage or going to dark places for their roles, but few admit so openly that those places can leave lasting wounds. Balfe's confession reminds audiences that acting at its highest level is not merely pretending. It is a total immersion that can blur the lines between character and self. In the cut, she found herself unable to separate those worlds completely. The heartbreak she carried as her character became heartbreak she carried as Caitríona, and disentangling the two was not easy. Yet she describes this as a gift rather than a curse, because it allowed her to reach depths she had never touched before. What makes Balfe's revelation even more compelling is the way she frames it not as a warning but as a love letter to her craft. She makes it clear that she adored the process, that every difficult moment was also infused with meaning and passion. She describes being won over by the project, not in spite of its brutality but because of it. This suggests a kind of creative masochism that is not uncommon among great artists, the willingness to embrace pain as a necessary ingredient of beauty. For Balfe, the brutality of the cut was not an obstacle but a path to artistic transcendence. The heartbreak was real, but so was the exhilaration of knowing she had given everything she had. This duality has made her reflections resonate far beyond the usual fan circles. Critics and fellow actors alike have pointed to Balfe's comments as evidence of a broader truth about the arts. The best stories, the ones that linger long after the credits roll, are often those that cost something to tell. They demand sacrifices from their creators, whether in time, energy, or emotional well-being. Balfe's willingness to speak openly about this cost sheds light on the unseen labor of acting, challenging audiences to appreciate performances not only for their polish but also for the raw humanity poured into them. Her co-stars from the cut have also echoed her sentiments, describing the set as both one of the most demanding and one of the most rewarding experiences of their careers. They spoke about long days filled with physical exhaustion, emotionally charged rehearsals that left them drained, and a camaraderie born from shared struggle. Balfe's presence, according to them, was a grounding force. She led by example, showing that vulnerability and strength are not opposites but partners in the creative process. Even as the project broke her heart, she inspired those around her to give more, to reach deeper, to trust in the story they were telling. Fans who have followed Balfe since her modeling days and through her breakout on Outlander see this chapter of her career as proof of her evolution as an artist. She is no longer just the face of a beloved character. She is a powerhouse performer willing to risk her emotional stability for the sake of truth. Her bombshell revelation about the